Hey, and welcome back to It's the Clan Life, and I'm AK Hammer from Armored Knights. Presenting a short video series called "It's the Clan Life," where we've been talking about how to start up and maintain a successful gaming clan. So we've been talking about a couple different factors over the last couple videos. We've talked about the type of clan and guild you might be building, whether it's social, game-based, competitive, whatever. Some of the foundation that you kind of need to build your clan on, whether it was rules, your website stuff, TeamSpeak, the stuff that you provide for the clan or guild to operate and to be within in the environment. We've also talked about rules, the need for rules. You got to have some rules. Without rules, you have chaos, and nobody's going to want to join a group that's just chaotic. And the last one we just talked about was leadership. You have to have somebody steering the boat. You have to have somebody making those decisions. You have to have somebody that is giving your clan a direction and then helping drive towards that direction. And so all those factors we've talked about are important. They are all factors that matter towards towards starting, building, and maintaining a successful gaming group. So today we're going to be talking about members. So let's face it, without members, you have no clan. So you need to do certain types of things when it comes to your members. Um, we First off, age. We talked about age a little bit when we were talking about the rule part. The rule step 3 for the rules. Age. Are you going to have an age requirement, minimum age requirement? Some groups do, some groups don't. At Armored Knights, we do. We have a minimum age of 18, just because we want mature people. I get it. I know. Just because somebody isn't 18 doesn't mean they're not mature, and that you're entirely right. But you have to draw the line somewhere. So for us, that line is at 18. Now, younger than that, or just immature more than that, you're going to be dealing with young kids in your TeamSpeak, talking about stuff. If you have played any game where young kids have in-game voice chat, you know what I'm talking about. So you have some kids that just give you a constant second-by-second dialogue on what they're doing and what's going on, and you don't need that in your ear all day in TeamSpeak. You also end up with drama. You're talking about teenagers. For those of you out there that are parents that have teenagers, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you that do not have teens or not parents, you'll find out when it happens. Drama follows teenagers around like a puppy dog with somebody that's got treats. So you're going to end up having that in your guild system, your Discord, your TeamSpeak, whatever. And then of course just the immaturity part of it. When you have things that happen in game, you're going to have, if you have a kid playing it, they might go on a rant. And true, we have enough older people to do the same thing. But so I'm not saying don't let young kids in your clan. I'm just saying that that's something you got to think about. So do you want to have an age limit or not? Secondly, skill level. Does it matter? Well, I don't know. Are you building a competitive clan? Then it probably matter. Or at the very least, do you have a training system built into your competitive clan so that skill level initially doesn't matter because we'll train you to the level that we need you to be at. So important distinction. For here at AK, we don't care about skill level because here at AK, we're more about playing the games together with friends in a social environment. Now we do a lot of competitive stuff and we do rather well, but that's because we also have a training system in place and stuff like that for those that want to partake, etc. So, but you have to make that decision on your own. Does game skill matter? Does skill level matter? The one thing that I will caution you on is if you're looking at building a clan or a guild around some game and you're saying that people have to be of a certain skill level, let me state the obvious, and that is that you had better be at that skill level or better. If you're some noob playing a game and you're in the, you know, and you're in the lower percentile of ability because you're not that good, and yet you're starting up a clan that says you have to be this certain skill level to join, and you're not at that skill level, trust me, you're not going to have a whole lot of people that are going to join your group because if you are not at that level, how can you expect that to be a requirement for everybody else? So something to think about. The other skills when you're dealing with members is you have to have personal skills. You have to be able to deal with people on a human level. And this is hard for a lot of people nowadays. In this day of social media where people rant and rave on Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and all these other things that are out there, you have to be able to deal with people as people. One of the things we talked about in the rules section was if you have rules and somebody violates those rules, talk to them, find out what happened. Sometimes people have a bad day and they, and they just got fired from their job, or they just found out their girlfriend is cheating on them or left them or whatever. And that can create stress and pressure on that person, and it can cause them to kind of take it out on the game. A lot of people play these games for stress relief, and so that's kind of a thing. So you need to be able to deal with these issues that come up. You need to be able to deal with people as people. Um, why is that important? Because if you deal with people on that personal level, you gain credibility with them, and you gain a deeper friendship and respect from those people than if you were just come in there and be that dictator and just start bashing people in the nose. Um, so you need personal skills. You need to be able to deal with people as people. And one of the biggest things that helps with that is realize that you don't know everything. It doesn't matter if you're in charge. The best leaders in the world don't know everything. They surround themselves with experts so that if there is something they're not sure about or don't know about, they can find that information, or they can get somebody to help them. So just because you're that leader doesn't mean you have all the answers, and doesn't mean you have to be a jackass. So deal with people on a personal level. It works out a lot better. You'll retain more members over time. One of the other things you want to do is with your members, is you want to be looking at them for leadership potential. Here at AK, when we put this thing together back in 2012, there were 5 of us, and we basically got together just because we wanted to have in-game tags in World of Tanks, and we wanted to have people to talk to, and so we set up a TeamSpeak server. And next thing you know, we had people coming to us and going, "Hey, you guys, I like what you guys got. You guys have a good time. You play, you have fun." And people started coming and wanting to join us. We never really thought about it initially as being something that we wanted to grow to be some big thing. It was just something that 5 of us got together and we're just kind of doing. And it's grown to where we are 5 years later, and 150 plus members, across a couple of different games. So. But the point of that is, as we were growing, we started realizing that the more and more people we got, we were going to need help running things, whether it's behind the scenes things like the website stuff, or in-game clan operational stuff, or keep administrating the TeamSpeak server, whatever it was. So as you gain members, you need to be looking at the members for leadership potential. Because eventually, as you grow, you're going to need help, especially if you're running the committee or the democratic type of leadership style. You're going to need help. You're going to need people in those senior positions to be able to help make decisions, or to make those decisions when you're not there. If something happens and some decision has to be made right then, you need to have people in place that can do that and that you trust to do that. So you want to be looking at your members for that leadership potential. Now, I caution you, that doesn't mean that your best friend John that lives next door, because he's your best friend, you're going to make him a leader. Uh, that because that person is your friend doesn't mean that that person can be a good leader. So you need to look at that kind of stuff. Or the other side of that is, if you do, John's your friend and you want to give him a chance and let him run things or do something, hey, we all do that. That's great. But you have to be willing to fire him if it boils down to it. What's more important for you? Or you have to ask yourself that question. What's more important? Is it more important that John, as your friend, has a leadership position? Or is it more important that your clan or guild do well and survive over the long term? And those 2 points are not mutually exclusive. You might be able to do both of them at the same time, and you might not. But that's something to think about with leadership, is you want to find those members that can help you run things. One of the most important skills as you grow, combining the things that we've talked about so far, whether it's the website, TeamSpeak, in-game clan systems, etc., it helps to have people that have some kind of IT skill set, people that know websites or know how to manipulate them or can be taught to do so, people that know TeamSpeak or Discord or Ventrilo or whatever you're using. So you have these things that you're using. You have to be able to support them and administrate them or fix them or whatever. So identifying members that have those skills that can help with that can be helpful. Think of your members as a resource. If you don't have members, you don't have a clan. So how you treat them, how you act around them, how you talk to them, how you interact with them, how you lead them is going to dictate whether you have members or not. If you're a jackass or you're a dictator and people don't like you, we've already talked about, people are going to leave. They're not going to stick around long. So you might get your way. So if you're a young kid that's doing this just because you want to be in charge, I get that. But those things that other groups did that you may have been a part of or may have talked to that maybe you didn't like too much, they probably did them for a reason. They probably did them because the clan needed to survive, and this is what you have to do for the clan to survive. So your members are probably the most important thing in the clan. All that other stuff, the infrastructure, the rules, the foundation, the name, whatever it is, all that stuff is important. But if you have no members, you have no clan. So remember that when you're putting together your group, when you're talking to your people. People leave, you have no clan. So you want your members to work hard, and you do that by using leadership skills, getting them to want to do stuff because it's important to the group, or it's important to the clan, or it's important for the game, or giving them leadership possibilities because they want to be able to run clan wars, and you need a clan wars commander anyways. So I'm gonna let you guys run that. Things like that. If your members are excited about being there, if your members are excited about being part of the clan, then they're going to become your biggest supporters and your best resource. So members, you got to have them to have a clan. Don't chase them off. Make sure you attract as many members as you can. Keep the good ones. Get rid of the bad ones. Trust me, one bad member talking trash in TeamSpeak about you or the clan or whatever is going to end up spoiling a couple of others. And then not only when that guy leaves, but you'll end up losing probably a couple more because of people that he's talked to and talked into leaving with him, etc. So members are huge, a huge part of the success of your clan. Obviously, no members, no clan. Treat them right. Treat them equally. Make sure you get rid of the bad ones. Make sure you reward the good ones, whether it be leadership, recognition, or whatever it is that you can do within the game confines that you have set up. And that's pretty much it. Recruiting we'll talk about in the next section, and then I'll talk about how to get more members, the things that you can do to attract those members. So again, today, talking about members, how important they are. Make sure you treat them right. Make sure you treat them equally. Make sure you get rid of the bad ones, reward the good ones. And that's one of the things that you want to do to maintain the number of people that you have and to gain more by creating that environment that people want to be a part of. And again, all those things we've talked about all directly connect to that same idea. Good foundation, rules for people to follow, they know where they're at, behavior so everybody's nice to each other and you have a good positive environment that draws members and keeps members, and get rid of the bad ones. So thanks for dropping by to It's the Clan Life, and stay tuned for the next video. We'll be talking about recruiting process and how to get more members. And thanks for joining.